Hey guys, so I thought that since I've been talking to one of you crazy kids about how you're getting bullied at school, I would actually talk to you about my kind of situations with bullying. I was very bullied. So I went to 4 high schools, and then I went to finish my year 12 in an adult education center. I went to 2 of those. So I've been to a lot of schools, and I've also been to a school that my first high school sent me out to get help with confidence. The first school that I went to was my main school. I was there for a total of 4 years, from year 7 to year 10, and we actually closed down because of lack of students. Now, I was most severely bullied in the first couple of years of being at this school because I honestly don't really know too much, to be honest. From what I understand, I was a very quiet kid in school, and I was also a bit weird, and I used to get earring infections a lot. So that's sort of the majority of what I got bullied for, as far as I know. I'm sure other people would have another perspective of it. I think the way that it happens is a lot of the people who give it also get it back, and vice versa. So I think like it all began when I was in year 7 at this school, and I was hanging out with the popular girls because we were all blonde naturally. So like a lot of this is my natural color up there. We were all blonde naturally, so of course they adopted me into their group, and I heard them bitching about one of my first friends at the school. The first girl that I started talking to, aesthetically she wasn't the prettiest, which I did not agree with, and I actually stood up for her, and then I was like, you know what, screw this, I don't want to hang out with you guys. Unfortunately for me, the people that I stood up for sort of rejected me too. So it was like I stood up for them, and then I got it thrown back into my face. Then on, I decided, like, I made friends with this girl who was a library monitor, and we actually both, like, she was a few years older than me, and we both worked in the library. I think she got paid $5 a week or something, and I got paid a Freddo Frog, something like that, and it was worth it. Every Freddo Frog. Because I was a library monitor, that did not help my reputation at all. My class voted me for SRC representative, which is not a good thing at my old school. Like, I even had some guy in my class ask me out once as a joke in front of the whole class, and I was just like, oh, this is embarrassing. So I rejected him in front of the whole class. But there was like lots of things. I even had there was this one girl who, she went around the school, and she left in year 8, which is where all the bullying sort of stopped at the end of year 8. So she actually wrote a petition up about me and got everyone to sign it, to say, well, she said she got everyone to sign it. Everyone says that they didn't actually sign it, she forged their names. However, like, I found this out, and I was like, everyone hates me, and I got really upset. I cried in front of like the whole school. It was really bad. And actually the bullying didn't stop there, because when she left, a new girl came along. I'll talk about that after this. This girl left, like, she's become a nice person, so no hard feelings, but there was just a lot of nastiness. I even had a situation where the girls unpicked the seams of my school dress while I was playing sport because they got out or something and they went into the bathroom. I don't know why they were there, but we used to play dodgeball and stuff like that, and for some reason I'd always come last. Like, I'd be the last one in my team because I was really good at dodging the ball, but I wasn't good at catching it. So I didn't even touch the ball, I just dodged. So it would just be me versing the team, and then there would be a point where I'm just like, okay, get me, it's fine. But anyway, these girls unpicked the seams of my dress, and so I had to wear my smelly like uniform from playing sports and stuff, because when I put my dress on it just fell apart, and I was so heartbroken because I had to go home and explain it to my parents. They trashed my CDs, because you know back in like the 2000s where you'd have a stack of CDs where you'd all draw pictures on them and stuff. So I was the CD girl at school. I was like always listening to something. I had a Discman and all that, and I was part of the dance classes. I had all of that stuff there for my dance classes. Essentially my dance music got ruined. Luckily enough I'd backed everything up, because what I used to do was I'd buy CDs, Pokemon or Ghost in the Shell or even the Veronicas, and I'd rip the songs onto my computer and then I'd make sort of compilations for myself. So it's like, this is this year's dance class. These are all the potential songs that I'm going to use in the year. So I'd do that stuff. And they trashed all those CDs. They trashed like my school bag and stuff. I even had a situation where, I don't know who did it, but I had this Pokemon, like this Pikachu lock and key that I got from the $2 shop, and I was so proud of it. And so I put that on my locker, and somebody went into my bag and grabbed the keys, and then they locked my keys into the locker, so they had to cut my lock off, and I cried. Like it all may seem like really little petty stuff. I'm a very like non-confrontational person, and this stuff gets to me, or it did used to get to me. It doesn't so much anymore, but it was like a lot of stuff. So when the Regina George of our school left, I guess that's the only way you can refer to her, we had a new girl pop in. She's actually apologized to me since, but there was a situation, and this is probably the worst bullying situation I had at that school. This would have been when I was 16. I was 16 at the time, because it was my one and only time of wagging school. And this is why you don't wag, kids. So basically I was a goody two-shoes. I was in drama club, I was in chess club, I was in the Yu-Gi-Oh club, rockabilly club. So I was that person. I was like, I've got to do everything, everything's gonna be great, and all that kind of stuff. People called me Japanese because I liked anime. Like, that was one of my high school nicknames. I had Krusty because of like ear infections, and Japanese because I liked anime. Depending on who you were, depended on what you called me. I don't think many people called me Christy, actually. This person convinced one of my friends to get me to wag, from what I understand. This is just how I see it. It could be, like, I could be misinterpreting any part of it. So essentially me and my friend wagged school, and we went to this guy's house who happened to be my sister's best friend. So we went to his house for a while, and then they tried to lure me to the train station. It would have been like half an hour away. They tried to lure me to the train station, and I found out, because like I was like, nah, I've got to make it back before the end of school. I don't want to get in trouble. So I found out since that apparently they were actually trying to lure me to that train station to essentially push me in front of the train. That would have been like, so like I could have been dead. I don't know if that's just an exaggerated version of what I've heard, but there was a guy, I don't even remember his name, but he was on the train with me, and he was like, it's a good thing you didn't go, because that's what they were planning on doing. And apparently he'd been like freaking out about it all day. And I don't think my friend was involved, because like when I told my friend about it, he didn't believe me, I don't think. But she since apologized for it and requested that I do photography of her children, which is a bit weird, because it's like, well, I don't know how I feel about that. Ooh, I actually have a really, this one's a bit humorous. Like it's dodgy, it happened, but it's funny. So basically I I had this friend in primary school and she lived in the unit behind my auntie's house, which was across the road from my primary school. And so my friend basically was told that she would no longer have to be my friend if she would be popular if she stopped being my friend. The way she interpreted this, basically to grab my head, smash it on the toilet seat, and yeah, like I ended up bleeding and everything a little bit. My dad saw my face and was like, what the hell? And you know what I was most upset about? Okay, it wasn't the fact that my friend did that to me, but it was the fact that A, it was pajama day and she got blood on my blue pajamas with white polka dots. They were my faves. And B, she stole my Gala Barbie. Like, I loaned her my Barbie, and so this is terrible, but my dad went to, like, as soon as he found out, he walked up to her house and was like, give me, like, he got her to open the door, like he knocked on the door, and she came out and he was like, give me that Barbie or I'll rip your arms off, or something like that. Like, and me and my uncle and my auntie were just like all over the fence and we're like, oh my god. So I feel so bad for her though. You know how kids are, they're stupid. So, and we actually met up since, and she actually seemed quite nice, and she was like, I'm really sorry about that. She was the year below me. But yeah, anyway, I guess I will leave that at that. I just figured that I would say, like, tell you guys a few things that have happened to me with bullying and stuff like that, and hopefully it makes you guys feel a bit better about your situations. Bye. I keep forgetting how to turn this off.